Indeed, I did have a relationship with Miss Lewinsky that was not appropriate. I misled people, including even my wife.
In 1998, Monica Lewinsky couldn't walk down the street without paparazzi blocking her path, couldn't answer her phone without reporters trying to coax a comment, and couldn't even turn on the TV without hearing her name turned into a joke. But if you think you already know her story, watch until the end, because there's an unexpected fact about where she is today that might completely change the way you see her. Born July 23, 1973 in San Francisco, California, Monica Samil Lewinsky was the daughter of two ambitious parents, Bernard Lewinsky, a respected cancer specialist whose family had fled Nazi Germany and rebuilt their lives in America, and Marcia Lewis, a mother whose social connections, flair for the dramatic, and later career as an author placed her squarely in Hollywood's orbit. Monica's childhood in Beverly Hills was one of comfort and privilege: Spanish-style mansions, expensive vacations to Europe, private school tuition, and the kind of security most children never know. But that gilded world began to fracture when she was just 14, as her parents' marriage imploded in a messy, bitter divorce filled with accusations, court battles, and emotional strain. The breakup left its mark. Monica has described feeling adrift and searching for emotional stability in people who could offer attention and validation. By the time she was a teenager, Monica had transferred to the exclusive Bel Air prep school for the children of Hollywood's elite and wealthy outsiders alike. And although she excelled academically, graduating valedictorian, she began making choices that foreshadowed the scandal that would one day engulf her. At just 19, she entered into a 5-year affair with her married high school drama teacher, Andy Blyler, a relationship that not only betrayed his wife, whom Monica had befriended, but also revealed her vulnerability to older, powerful men who offered flattery and a sense of belonging. By the early 1990s, Monica was studying psychology at Lewis and Clark College in Portland, Oregon, where she was described as vivacious, flirtatious, and socially confident. She graduated in 1995 and, through a family connection, secured an unpaid White House internship during Bill Clinton's first term as president.
That fall, history gave her a peculiar opportunity. In November 1995, a federal budget impasse shut down large parts of the U.S. government for 27 days, sending most staff home and leaving interns to handle many West Wing duties. With fewer people around, Monica found herself in closer proximity to President Clinton. The flirtation began with light banter, smiles in passing, and eventually an encounter during which she flashed her thong waistband to catch his attention. That moment marked the beginning of what would become 9 documented intimate encounters between November 1995 and March 1997, some involving physical intimacy in the small study adjacent to the Oval Office. They exchanged gifts, from ties and books to a stuffed toy, and spoke on the phone late at night, sometimes for hours. In April 1996, after whispers about her frequent presence near the Oval Office reached Clinton's deputy chief of staff, Monica was transferred to a Pentagon position as an assistant to a public affairs officer. There, she befriended Linda Tripp, a career civil servant with a sharp memory and a taste for political intrigue. Monica, lonely and frustrated, confided in Tripp about her ongoing relationship with Clinton, not realizing Tripp was secretly recording their conversations. Over months, Tripp accumulated more than 20 hours of taped confessions, including references to a particular navy blue dress Monica had not dry cleaned, one that bore physical evidence of the president's DNA.
By late 1997, Monica had been subpoenaed in the Paula Jones sexual harassment lawsuit against Clinton. And on January 7, 1998, she signed an affidavit denying any sexual relationship with him, a statement that, under oath, constituted perjury if proven false. 10 days later, Linda Tripp delivered her tapes to independent counsel Kenneth Starr, the prosecutor already investigating Whitewater and other Clinton matters. The revelation detonated in the press like an atomic bomb. On January 21, 1998, the Drudge Report broke the story of an alleged affair between Clinton and a young White House intern, and within hours, the scandal consumed every network and newspaper.
In the months that followed, Monica was painted in the press as everything from a homewrecker to a naive girl seduced by power, while Clinton, in a televised statement, famously told the nation, "I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky." But forensic testing of the dress, combined with Monica's immunity deal and her testimony before a grand jury, proved otherwise. Clinton eventually admitted to an inappropriate relationship in August 1998. The political consequences were seismic. The House of Representatives impeached Clinton in December 1998 on charges of perjury and obstruction of justice, though the Senate acquitted him in February 1999. For Monica, the fallout was far more personal and brutal. She was followed everywhere by reporters, mocked nightly by late show hosts, and turned into one of the first global targets of internet-fueled public shaming. She received hate mail, obscene packages, and endless ridicule. Privately, she spiraled into depression, living under her mother's watch for fear she might harm herself. Yet she refused to sell her story for the $10 million tabloids offered, choosing instead to speak on her own terms. In March 1999, she sat down with Barbara Walters for an interview watched by 70 million viewers, still one of the most watched TV interviews in history, and released a best-selling memoir. Despite moments of renewed fame, her attempts to reinvent herself in the early 2000s, launching a handbag line, doing a Jenny Craig endorsement deal, hosting Mr. Personality on Fox, were met with skepticism and constant reminders of her past. The scandal followed her everywhere. Job interviews ended awkwardly, relationships faltered, and Monica eventually retreated from public life, moving abroad for a time. She studied social psychology at the London School of Economics, earning a master's degree in 2006, and quietly rebuilt her personal life away from the cameras. Her reemergence came in 2014 with a Vanity Fair essay titled "Shame and Survival," where she addressed the scandal head-on, linking her experience to the epidemic of online harassment and cyberbullying. The following year, she delivered a powerful TED Talk, "The Price of Shame," in which she described herself as patient zero for online humiliation and called for a more compassionate internet culture. She began speaking at anti-bullying summits, collaborating with organizations, and taking control of her own narrative. By 2021, she was not only surviving, but producing, serving as a producer on Impeachment: American Crime Story, ensuring the dramatization of the events that defined her life told her side accurately. In 2022, she co-produced the HBO Max documentary 15 Minutes of Shame, further cementing her role as a cultural commentator on the age of public humiliation. Her podcast Reclaiming, launched in 2025, focuses on how people recover from reputational destruction, drawing from her own two-decade journey. Now 51, Monica Lewinsky is estimated to have a net worth of around $1.5 million, built from speaking engagements, media projects, and brand collaborations. But more importantly, she has redefined herself from scandal to survivor. And here's the fact you've been waiting for. Despite being offered millions to tell her story in more sensational and salacious ways, Monica rejected them all, refusing to profit from embellishment or lies. She chose dignity over exploitation, and in doing so, she rewrote her own ending, proving that sometimes the most shocking twist isn't the scandal itself, but the resilience it takes to live beyond it.